All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our
10
second
seconds
best of two
remaining.
series of the evening here. We've got a change of plans. It was
5
supposed to be
seconds
Vici
remaining.
versus HGT, but there was a bit of a rescheduling here. I guess Vici had something else on the
Reserve
docket, so they
time.
swapped time slots with HGT versus Newbee.Y. Now, don't get this confused with Newbee-M, because there's multiple Newbee squads. There's M and there's Y. This one is Y, and apparently Y stands for young. I actually didn't realize that that was the case, but hey, such is life. So let's get into it here. HGT, they should be pretty heavy
Dire
favorites,
team
I think.
ban.
I have cast Newbee-M, but not
Radiant team
Newbee-Y.
ban.
Honestly, I do not recognize too many names on that dire side, so it should be interesting. Radiant for HGT, looks like no stand-ins. Everyone's here. With Kaka doing some drafting today. It was a first pick. Troll Warlord, Bat Rider, and the Storm
10
Spirit were banned out
seconds
by
remaining.
HGT. Newbee banning out the Wisp as well as the Dwarven
Dire team
Sniper.
ban.
Troll got snagged. Lena Spirit Breaker. Looks like Newbee Youth. Well, they're starting off with a bang, doing things a little different. Not sure exactly what they have in mind here.
10 seconds remaining.
Lena Spirit Breaker. I'm trying to think if I've
5
seen this
seconds
opener
remaining.
before. Not specifically. We've seen both these heroes in a pretty good capacity on this patch. Spirit Breaker's found a
Dire
degree of
team
success, mostly in the offlane. You can put him on more of a 4 position, but I think he really shines in the offlane. Very hard to kill unless you have someone like a Rubik or Ember Spirit
Radiant
for Searing
team
Chain.
pick.
Someone else that has an instant disable to kind of stop him dead in his tracks from just charging across the map and getting away from you. He can also do a lot of damage. He's one of those offlaners that's hard to zone out, very beefy early on, and once he gets level 6, that's when he can start really moving around and controlling the game. So can be a good pick, but also one that is very momentous. You need to keep finding kills left and right with him. Once you start to slow down a little bit, he's not the kind of offlaner that can just
10
sit back,
seconds
farm, and feel
remaining.
pretty good towards the late game. Definitely falls off a fair bit.
5 seconds
For
remaining.
sure. And even though those bashes go through BKBs, it is magical base damage, so just not one of the better
Reserve
scaling
time.
offlaners. Lena and Shadow Demon, hard to say if that'll be the support duo. I reckon it'll probably be a core Lena, most likely in the mid lane, but we've seen her in an array of roles as well. With Lena, Shadow Demon, you could put her on the 4, Shadow Demon on the 5. Then you've got the disruption that kind of makes this Yules-like setup so you can connect with your LSA, throw out a Dragon Slave, and this could be a very potent ganking duo. Kind of reminiscent of the Kunkka Shadow Fiend. Why did I say Shadow Fiend? Kunkka Shadow Demon we used to see back in the day. We set up with the Disruption, follow up with the Torrent, and find kills that way. A lot of options here for Newbee-Y. Same goes for HGT, though. Probably a safe lane troll. They'll take the Rubik, one of the ones I named against the
Dire
Spirit
team
Breaker.
pick.
Great pick there. The Telekinesis being instacast. If you see that space count cruising on in, he's charging it. You just lift him up. That stops his charge. You don't get stunned, and, well, it's a sad cow. Sometimes you can even set up for a turnaround in that amount of time. Also gives you time for a Fade Bolt, so his auto attacks don't hurt quite as much if you're just a lowly Rubik. Also, not a bad game for a Rubik. Plenty of good stuff to steal from the Lena. Stealing Disruption
10
or
seconds
Soul Catcher,
remaining.
really, or anything that Shadow Demon has is great for Rubik. You can scout with the Poison
5
Nova.
seconds
Oh,
remaining.
God damn, Shadow Poison. It's early here, folks.
Reserve
I like it from
time.
HGT. So they've got their 2 supports, their main core. They'll need their air hero, and then whatever they want to pick up for Westbrook. And oh my gosh,
Radiant team
Kunkka
pick.
for Newbee-Y. All right. Now I wonder, could this be a Shadow Demon Kunkka support duo with a core Lena? Somebody's got to support here. Support Kunkka is pretty legit. You see Kunkka so seldom, especially on this patch, that I don't know how they're going to run him. As a core, I think he's okay. You can put him mid, and
10
it's
seconds
pretty
remaining.
potent. You know, he can still do big burst damage with his combo. The Ghost Ship is still pretty handy,
5
but
seconds
he
remaining.
is pretty good on a support role, especially since they changed X marks the spot. Now when you use it on allies, that 8-second
Reserve
delay, you can do all
time.
sorts of cheeky stuff with sending people back to the well and all that kind of jazz.
Dire team
Templar
ban.
Assassin, the 4th pick for HGT. So even though they're Radiant, man, do they have some Roche control. You've got minus armor now, living armor, and then on top of that, you've got the Big Bad Troll for that ultimate to make all of your Roche dreams come true.
10 seconds remaining.
So they will need that Westbrook hero, and there's a couple of them here.
5
Whatever
seconds
Newbee Young
remaining.
bans here, still Axe and Clockwork in the pool, and those are two go-tos for
Reserve
Westbrook
time.
that he plays, I think, far and large above any other offlaner, or not any other offlaner, any other heroes. Those are his two comfort zones for sure. So I don't know. If you're Newbee Young here, I think you just contemplate which one you hate playing against the least. I would be tempted to ban out the Axe. We've seen Westbrook take over games with an Axe, and especially if HGT do something a little different here with these lanes. I don't think they'll aggro try with a Troll. But Axe versus Spirit Breaker, not fun. Any melee hero just doesn't have a good time against Axe in a heads-up matchup. So if you're going to put him up against old cheeseburgers there, might just want to ban out the Axe. Spirit Breaker can lane against the Clockwork a lot easier. Both of them are annoying, though. Regardless of what they ban, Westbrook will find something to find initiation with. Did I not update the title of the stream? Oh, no, I did. It's Newbee.Y. It's just, I think the, all the other stuff is not updated. Hey, Dota 2 Lounge is
Radiant
updated.
team ban.
That's something. So they do ban the Clockwork from Newbee Young. There you go. They don't take out the
10
Axe.
seconds remaining.
Maybe they'll aggro tri-lane here. Depending on how
5
they want to set up
seconds
these
remaining.
lanes, Shadow Demon Lina could be the beginnings of a very scary aggro try.
Reserve time.
Can you imagine if they took something like an Ancient Apparition as well? No carry power, just go all
Dire team
lane
pick.
dominance. Let's just win this laning stage, shut down the Troll, and if we don't win by 30 minutes, at least we tried. We can go into game 2. I mean, for a team like this, Newbee Young, the heavy underdogs, it's like 91 to 9% on Dota 2 Lounge. You might as well do something crazy. If you don't think you can win straight up, if you're not going to be able to farm evenly with a Troll, you could do that. But nope, they'll go more
Radiant
standard. They take the
team
Juggernaut
pick.
for their final pickup. So, boy, how do they set up these lanes? Is it a Kunkka mid or a Lina mid? I'm really not sure. I don't get the feeling that Kunkka... I guess he can do okay in the jungle. He can just do pull through camps. Like, it's weird. I don't know. I'm not quite seeing the team synergy for Newbee Young. You've got a good amount of
10
disable,
seconds
kind of.
remaining.
You've got setup for the Lina, who's got Light Strike Array, but then after that you've got Boat,
5
which is pretty hit or
seconds
miss.
remaining.
Torrent, which is kind of hit or miss. Sure, you can secure Torrent on one target, but not really a team fight. Same with
Reserve
Spirit
time.
Breaker, very single target focused. Juggernaut, Omni Slash is pretty good in team fights, but still somewhat of a single target kind of focus type deal. I mean, obviously it bounces around, but it's not something like a Black Hole or a Ravage that really captures your whole team fight. Then you look at HGT, and well, you've got the Treant for that kind of team fight cohesion, the big overgrowth. Templar Assassin can do some AoE damage. Troll is going to be doing massive damage here, and I think they're going to take Axe. I would be surprised if Axe
seconds
is not
remaining.
picked up. They take Puck. All right, a lot different here for HGT. The off-lane Puck for Westbrook. We have not seen Puck shine too much. Very unpopular on this patch, and when he is picked up, generally in this off-lane role. Maybe HGT just trying something a little bit different here. This could be great practice if they want to get Westbrook more comfortable on the Fairy Dragon. You know, maybe Westbrook plays, let's see here, Westbrook at Dota. What's his name? Oh, I think he's got a funny name in the database. Darn it, Westbrook. XTT. Ah, okay.
10 seconds remaining.
Westbrook, XTT. What kind of
5
heroes do you
seconds
like, Westbrook?
remaining.
Okay, he actually does play Puck a fair bit. Looks like he is 3 and 4 with Puck.
Prepare
Is that
for
on this
battle.
patch? No, that's all time. Okay, so he's played Puck a little bit. Jesus. Okay, he has not played Puck in a competitive game on this patch. All right, so my mind is not messing with me here. I know HGT better than I'm giving myself credit for here. Westbrook is not a big-time Puck player, so this should be fun. This should be interesting. He plays a lot of Axe, a lot of Sand King, a lot of Clockwork. All right, enough of that. Enough looking up stats. It's time to get into this game, baby. Here we go. Newbee.Y. They're smoked up, ready to take an early edge for themselves. I like this, the sneaky plays. They'll start off with a disruption on the Pretty Haw. Uh-oh, this tree could be caught out and lit on fire early on. Does level up the Nature's Guys and barely lives. 90 hit points. He does survive. Still a victory to force the tree in Nature's Guys level 1.
Battle.
Never your ideal skill. Leech Seed or Living Armor, both significantly better. So you can save your allies or look for something aggressive. He did go Boots first, so chances are he probably wanted to go Living Armor level 1 if given the option. Not a bad start for Newbee.Y. They do use a smoke, but they get an Observer Ward down right here. Going to block that pull camp and give a little bit of vision. We'll see if it gets counter-warded. Radiant, they just want some rune vision here for now. They'll get one down on the bottom rune, and up top, Westbrook, he'll get pushed back. As nice one there, champ. All right, so Bounty Rune goes there, and their other Observer, Archie blows. So not quite rune control, but going to give Westbrook a lot of nice vision into this whole entryway here and see when trickery may be afoot. The other Dire Observer heads up into the mid lane, so they will get some vision control here. We'll just take a look at what Leaner can see, and it does make her life a little bit easier also. Let's introduce some rosters here. Radiant side, we've got the team you'll recognize. HGT, the Hyper Glory team, used to be known as Hearts Get Together. ZSMJ, he'll be their safe lane farmer on the Troll Warlord. Kaka, he'll be here on the Rubik. That puts Air mid on the Templar Assassin. Here's Pretty Haw, the Treant Protector, almost victim of the first blood. And Westbrook, also known as XTT, their offlane player, will be here on the Fairy Dragon in a bit of a precarious situation. They're going to eat some trees through. Westbrook, will you live, good sir? And I think he will. He's got that orb coming up. He's good. He's great. He's grand. Treant trying to make the most out of this Nature's Guys level 1 here. He's looking for a courier snipe, and he might get it. The Jade Hoof going to the other side of the lane. Oh, the big branchy tree. He just couldn't quite close the gap. All right. Dire side, we've got a newbie division. Newbee.Y, the youth, the youngsters, the YMCA squad. 4-5-6, the offlane Spirit Breaker. Piao, he'll be the Lena mid. Up in the safe lane, it'll be SCCC here on the Juggernaut. MK, the Kunkka. And what do we have here? Myrrh. That's the Shadow Demon, the other support here in the safe lane. Man, Westbrook is just hiding in this tree line. They are doing a pretty good job zoning him out. This is Strug City for the offlane Fairy Dragon. Looks like the Spirit Breaker having a much better time. Already halfway through level 3. Picked up a couple of CS, 4 and 0. Nothing amazing, but certainly a lot better than the Puck, who is 0 and 0. Mid lane, Lena 6 and 3 against Air's 7 and 3. So they're looking pretty even as well. Bottles come out on the TA, and it looks like Lena ferried out a set of tangos, so that will slow down her bottle timing a little bit. Ooh, Spirit Breaker. Almost in trouble there. Pretty Haw will leech to level 2, so this will be a step in the right direction. See if he grabs the leech. See the living armor. May just hold the point, but overall, point is the same here. Both safe lane farmers getting everything they want. Juggernaut as well as the Troll, and pretty much free farm heaven on point with each other. ZSMJ will just go for the fast phase boots. And Juggernaut will probably end up doing the same. We'll see if their builds differ at all in terms of going for a Midas or something like that. But it looks like it will be this Shadow Demon Kunkka support duo that we can talk about a little bit. Westbrook in a very awkward position here. That will be a first blood just handed over on a silver platter. Ah, God. I mean, he's got himself stuck in the trees, which is cute, but he wasn't even... If you're up here and you're leeching XP, I think that's valuable. If you're down here, they know where you are. You're just completely stuck. Probably should have just orbed out and tried to leech defensively and just body blocked. Either way, that's unfortunate. Well, unfortunate for Westbrook at least. So Newbie Youth, despite the odds, they'll get the first blood. Feeling pretty good about it. Leech Seed is what's skilled up on the tree, and they're going to do a little bit of the wraparound here on Piao. It gets pinged out. They're privy to it. And not going to be able to turn it around, but Lena will stay safe. So Shadow Demon Kunkka, very old school. I always think of DDC and DD when it comes to this. Oh, down bottom, Kaka getting initiated on by 4-5-6. But they will start to turn it around here. No charge for another 5 seconds. ZSMJ going to chase him down. You got to toggle your axes. There you go. Melee form for the movement speed. Gap closer, ranged for the damage. One more, and I think he's got it. ZSMJ, does he find a kill here? Loses vision. Can't get it. Close call, but Rubik also survives.
Radiant's
So just some
middle
blood
tower is
traded,
under attack.
no kills. Now, I always think of DD and DDC doing this duo, and it does set up for a lot of kills. Disruption into the Torrent and then into like a Light Strike Array. There's a lot of damage that can be
Dire's
done.
bottom
Sets up
tower
for
is
follow-up
under
right
attack.
clicks as well, but it doesn't really win games. It puts a lot into this ganking that you just have to get so much done with it. And if the other team
Dire's
plays a little
bottom
bit
tower
defensive,
is
if they
under
skirt
attack.
your ganks, if they can just split the map more effectively and farm instead of roaming two supports, you can just get outmatched once you move towards that late game. Shadow Demon Kunkka definitely don't scale as well as something like a Midas Ancient Apparition, or a Blink Dagger Rubik, something like that. Up top, Westbrook to find himself in a sticky wicket perhaps. Will jaunt for the orb. And it looks like he'll be all right for now as they try and set it up on him here. Sorry, got to stop theory crafting and pay more attention to this mini-map. Pretty quiet early game, though. The mid lane still a farm fest. CS score is looking pretty good there. Spirit Breaker, he's slowing down a little bit. Halfway through level 4. Westbrook at least getting some experience now, soon to ding 3, but hasn't even found his boots yet. Still struggling some, and here you go. Will orb back, and he'll live. SCCC, now with his phase boots up. Have a little more chase power. Piao in some trouble here in the mid lane. Air trying to chase him down. Sidesteps the LSA. And just happy to poke the Lina for now. Bottle crowing happening on both sides of the coin as Air gets his delivered. We'll look for the 6-minute rune perhaps. Yes, he will. He'll head up top. So yeah, so far this support duo has not really gotten too much done. They are getting decent experience, almost level 4 each. It looks like this is about the same for the Radiant Treant. Lagging behind a little bit, sitting only level 2, but Rubik doing the pull through here and making the most out of his support experience. Troll Warlord. What does he have coming here? Just his phase boots for now. Nothing else at home. Okay. HGT, I think they've got just a pretty obvious late game advantage here. Troll TA is pretty scary. Uh-oh. Air in the mid lane. There's part of that combo. And now the charge from across the map. They don't even need it. Laguna Blade makes that an easy one. Double damage on Lina, sets it up. Pretty Hall, meanwhile, caught by the Space Cow, getting bashed out a little bit. Throws out a Leech Seed, Nature's Guise, and Spirit Breaker doesn't have the damage to finish him off. Rubik will come in with a Telekinesis. But you can see that setup in the mid lane. There's no run-in from that. X marks the spot. Big setup, and a hero like Lina just takes a little bit of chip damage, and she can burst you with a full combo pretty easily. So Newbee Youth striking early, and that'll make it 2-0. Though to be fair, they've got the slightly more early game centric lineup on that same point I was just making. HGT just to mitigate their losses, farm well. They've got very solid late game. Even their mid game is not too shabby once this puck starts to come online a little bit. Newbee.Y, they're going to make it happen early. I feel like they have to fight around this Lina's momentum. And her getting a kill this early on in the landing stage is great news. Phase boots up on her. And I'm sure progression towards that Yule's Scepter will follow shortly. And yep, there's that Sage's Mask already picked up. Orb of Venom on the Spirit Breaker. Cheeseburgers here is just about level 6. So once that happens, we'll see him move around quite a bit. He has gone for this max bash build. 2 points in the Chargey Darkness. You'll see some SBs go for more of a balance, like 2-1-2. Go for that value point in the Empowering Haste. And whoa, ho, ho, ho! Wow, that was unexpected. Spirit Breaker just walks a little too far forward, caught by the Rubik, and ZSMJ shows us what the Troll Warlord's all about. And this is part of what makes this hero so broken. He's incredible in the late game, great in the mid game to control Roche, push towers, use the ultimate, and then here in the early game, level 7, he doesn't even have any items, just phase boots, a little bit of lifesteal, and you get a super easy kill on Spirit Breaker, one of the highest EHP heroes there is this early on in the game. Huge armor, pretty good HP, and that was about as easy as they come for ZSMJ. Space Cow charges down bottom, just utilizing that taxi service. Visibility rune on Lina as they start to cruise down towards the bottom lane. Smoked rotation to follow up. Level 4 supports, both with boots, ready to rock. Level 2 Torrent, and that is a level 2 Shadow Poison. They're going to walk right into one. Is ZSMJ going to survive this? Does not look like it. way too much damage, and Laguna Blade, again, makes it easy. Nice clean kill here for Newbee.Y, makes it 3-1. As now Troll Warlord, that high-value target, spends some time in the well. Pretty Haw will head mid in the meanwhile to try and leech some XP as Air moves around. He's picked up his Aquila. Starting to stack up some Ancients here. Westbrook, how's his life? A little bit of a struggle. Mask of Madness already up on the Jug. He found a lot of space in this lane, and there's just not much Puck can do against him. Interesting build from the Juggernaut. 202 with 1 point in stats at level 6. So he's gone for this second point in Blade Fury. I think some kind of regard this as a bit of a value point. Slightly more damage, better cooldown. Scales pretty well. Now grabs the Healing Ward and gets that early second point in crit. That's the one that stands out a little bit. Extra 5% damage. I feel like that extra point in stats is a little more valuable, so you can do the double, the whammy. Yeah, we'll see how it works out for him. Honestly, it doesn't really seem like it's going to matter all that much. He's going to be just farming in the lane all the way through until close to probably level 11. So all things considered, it's just not that big of a deal. Rubik, level 6 now. He's got his arcane boots. That's always a big time.
Radiant's
Westbrook
top tower is under attack.
almost in some trouble here. Still only level 4 on this Puck. Man. Well, these creeps are shoving past the tower, so Westbrook can get some farm now. Mid lane, we'll see some initiation. Kaka using that stolen charge. But LSA is there, takes a full rotation from the Lina, tanks the Laguna. It will be the end of him. Now the follow-ups here. Kunkka tries to set it up. Air gets stunned by the LSA. He'll go down. Newbie Youth doing some serious work here is now Pretty Haw. Gets pushed back. It's already a twofer. LSA falls a little bit short, but the Dragon Slave is there. 3-0. 6-1. The heavy favorites of HGT in a little bit of a rocky situation. ZSMJ does get his Helm of the Dominator, pushes the tier 1 tower using that Alpha Wolf, so does still use that space to make something happen, but very sloppy there in the mid, just kind of walking in one at a time, not respecting the power of the leaner. And now that Yule Scepter right around the corner for her, and these supports are feeling pretty good. I talked about this dubious duo that have to make something happen. 105 Kunkka, 004 Shadow Demon at 11 minutes is pretty damn good. These are the kind of scores you need to put up to make this kind of a duo work, and they are taking control of this game. You look at that gold graph, and they've secured a lead, about 1,500 net worth and at least 2k XP. Boat X Torrent combo comes out onto Kaka. He does get bashed as well by 456 rather. Are they actually going to find this kill? Kaka on the run. He gets bashed by the Lantern. Man, what a well-timed bash that was. Now the setup on the Pretty Haw. Not even going to be able to get himself in the Nature's Guise. Just falls too quickly as even Jug comes to join the party with his Yasha on the way. 8-1. Newbee.Y putting more kills up on the scoreboard. HGT just splitting the map for now. ZSMJ and Air farming on the opposite side of the world, with Westbrook desperately trying to get any recovery farm he can. Now getting some time in the lane will at least get level 6. Brown boots, 1,400 gold, could still end up with a decently timed Blink Dagger here. If Newbee.Y commit to this tier 1 tower down bottom and leave Westbrook to farm, he'll have it coming up in just a couple minutes here. Looks like Piao not going to let that happen. Now level 11 has a fresh Laguna.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Westbrook, good sir. Level 1 phase shift. It's got to be a phase shift for the ages, and, well, let's just say it wasn't. Easy pickings there for the Lina. And forget everything I just said about that Blink Dagger Puck. All the while, Newbee.Y down bottom, get a tier 1 tower, and they will secure that. Easy pickings there. Glance at the graphs again, now to about a 3k net worth lead with the XP holding steady. Lina and Jug topping the net worth charts. Yasha on the way for SCCC. And they'll move right into the Roche pit. Part of the power of this early Mask of Madness Jug is the Roche control you get. Lina will get caught by the Dream Coil in the mid lane all the while. Brought down very quickly. Kaka getting credit for that one. Much needed kill there. That will end the mega kill streak. And also pulls SCCC outside of the Roche pit. He just moves into Ancients instead with his Lina dead. Feeling a little nervous about it, as he should. Steps in the right direction for HGT, and they might be looking at Roche themselves. Troll has a Yasha around the corner himself. They'll take this regen rune, and now they get a trap down to the pit, so they at least get that much-needed vision to see when Jug is going to move in. And that is one of the issues here going up against the TA. Even if you have a Juggernaut with an early Mask of Madness, you can pretty much assume there's going to be vision in the pit for most of the game. And you better come equipped with sentries, or that will quickly backfire. Pretty Haw also closing in on level 6, just a couple creeps away. 50 experience right now with his arcane boots. Great news for him. A key ultimate as well for HGT, and does open up some more team fight possibilities. Here we go. We'll take a look at Radiant Vision to see what kind of work this trap does. Sentry Ward comes down, but still gives HGT the little bit of intel they need to know that they've committed to the Roche pit with more than just a Jug. They also know there's a Sentry Ward down, so TA should be able to meld strike in appropriate locations to kind of adapt here. HGT will smoke up. They want to counter-initiate this. They're going to start it off with the Alpha Wolf debate. They see Myrrh. Disruption to get it started onto Westbrook. A lot of damage onto the puck. Gets smacked by a boat. Roche goes down, and the Jug grabs the Aegis. 5-hero overgrowth, but the follow-up is not there. Pretty Haw gets lit on fire. It's a fast 2-0. And Newbee.Y secure the Roche for themselves. HGT, oh man, they even smoked to chase him down. This is an aggressive play. They want more, but they're not going to find it. A wasted smoke, but I like their style. They get some style points for that one.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Great news for Newbee.Y.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Lift comes out, but this tier 1 tower, prime for the taken. Jug feeling pretty brave right now with that Yasha completed and the Aegis of the Immortal. Well, take some damage up top from the stolen Dragon Slave. But not to worry, TA looking for a tower deny. And we'll get it. Nicely played by Air right there. Yeah, caught by telekinesis. Uh-oh, boat comes in, hits Kaka. He gets charged. Stolen boat, dishes it right back. Davy Jones comes from the locker, but again, the follow-up isn't there. And Newbee.Y are repelled. Still nicely played by Kaka, though. Does survive and able to retreat. Treant there with a Nature's Guise to keep his friends safe. Nicely played. 2-11 though, Newbee.Y holding on to their lead, breaching that 3K net worth barrier, holding on to about 2,300 experience in their favor. Puck looking for a blink dagger. Come on, Westbrook. I believe in you. You know, I have Westbrook in my fantasy draft. I don't know what I was thinking. 0-3-1. Dreams are shattered. ZSMJ with his Yasha up now. Still a little while before the Troll kind of hits that critical mass, but the cores are still farming very nicely, and I think the key disparity is Lena will eventually start to fall off. She still is on that upward slope, looking towards that Aghanims, but
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Once she crosses that next peak, that's when HGT will start to have to carry power. Dream Coil in the mid lane stops the charge dead in its tracks. And also stops this Jug from jumping on
Dire's bottom tower
TA
is
making the retreat. Pretty Haw on a warding expedition, gets one down deep in enemy territory. That tower scout him out. Nope, they're just going to rotate through. Oh, do they see him here? No, he TP's out anyway. I don't think they have the detection. Good ward placement. They'll probably counter it here. Myrrh, he's got himself some sentries. No, they actually don't know where it is. That's unfortunate. Maybe they'll get it with this one. Yep, there you go. So it was all for nothing, Tree. I guess you forced them to buy some sentries. That's nice. There's your blink dagger. 18 minutes for Westbrook. Still good news for HGT, though. Now they've got some more catch potential, some of that long-range initiation. They just want to wait out this Aegis before they take a fight. I think they just don't want to fight in general right now. Air with 4K gold on this TA. Not sure exactly what he's pooling for. Could be a Deso, could be a Blink Dagger, could be a farming tool, could just right-click a Midas. Probably would have done it already, but still an option. Could also just rush the BKB. A lot of different options here for Air, and a bit indecisive himself, it seems. Newbee.Y, they want to fight. They want to make use of this Aegis. Yule set up onto the TA, but Westbrook's there. Nice silence to try and break this up. Coil on 2. Jug in the front lines. Remember, he does have the Aegis, and happy burn at this point. Space Scout comes charging through, will get canceled, doesn't want to go too deep. What's the timer on this Aegis? Still about a minute. Looks like they will back out. Not ready to just throw it away all willy-nilly like. will be a Desolator on the TA. Air feeling the pressure.
Dire's top
I guess
tower
once
is
a
under
tool that'll
attack.
give him a big bump in the here and now. There's your charge onto Pretty Haw. Reveals him. Sentry Ward comes down. Can he get off an Overgrowth before going down? Boat flies through. Torrent. Whoa, Lina gives him the Laguna as well. They bring down the Treant, but was that worth it? They dropped a lot for just a tree. HGT, no, they play it defensive. It seems like it was. Just a quick pick. Jug, still alive. Really just wants to burn the Aegis at this point. The Admiral's Rum helping him out. All right, another good little skirmish for Newbee.Y. This one not quite as big of a gain. HGT still finding a lot of farm, but definitely not bad news. The Newbee Youth Squad really putting up a good showing here. I don't know if it's HGT just coming in a little cocky, but they are looking pretty strong. Lina close to the Aghanims, just one piece away, and there's your Manta style on the Jug. Sometimes it is that Yasha into Scotty, but he will look for the Manta. Always a good item to have against the Treant. Gives you a tool to get out of the Overgrowth. Not that Jug really needs one. You've got the Blade Fury already, and but still a good item on the Jug just in general. Piao in very deep here. No Blink Dagger. Does have a Yules and a full setup, but that was, hate to say it, a little bit of a feed ski there. Way deep in enemy territory. No TP scroll, no blink, no getaway plan. I really, what was the plan? All right. Dire Observer here. I'm going to get taken out as the courier flies overhead. There you are. Is that SMJ? Not going SNY this game. Looks like he'll keep it a casual Yasha, keeping it on the cash as he moves into a BKB. I think for good reason. So much magic damage on this Dire side. Even just the setup from the disruption. He wants to be able to charge in there, guns ablazing, and find kills. And without a BKB, that's just not a possibility. Does get it completed as they start to mount the defense at the bottom tier 2 tower. Air, meanwhile, split pushing in the top. Does have a TP scroll, as does Kaka, who's also been able to farm a Blink Dagger on this Rubik.
Dire's top
Still
tower
looking
is
pretty
under
good.
attack.
ZSMJ, BKBs, he goes charging in. The boat flies through. He will get slowed by the Demonic Purge. 456 tries to TP home, interrupted by the Telekinesis. But Newbee.Y is still there, and they will not leave their Spirit Breaker behind. They come back, and that'll be the end of this little fight, at least for now.
Under attack.
So 10-second BKB from the Troll used, and nothing comes of it. That's a 10-second charge down.
Dire's top tower is under
Tier 2,
attack.
bottom lane, taking some pressure.
Radiant's bottom
No
tower
more
is under
Aegis.
attack.
HGT, I feel like
Radiant
they can make a defense
structures
here.
are
They've got all their
fortified.
ultis available. Overgrowth, Dream Coil. Puck is at least level 9 now. Can do some decent damage with this rotation. Air and
Dire's
ZSMJ just split
structures
pushing
are
mid. Looks like they'd
fortified.
rather go for the safe play and try and get a tower. Radiant Glyph has already
Dire's
been
middle
used.
tower
Dire
is under
lose their
attack.
tower
Dire's
mid. Will the
middle tower
TPs
has fallen.
come? No? Okay. They really don't want to defend this.
Radiant's
HGT will
bottom
hand over at
tower
tier
is
2,
under
and Arrow will
attack.
just move into the tier 2 mid.
Dire's middle tower is under
Kaka
attack.
hops
Radiant's
forward.
bottom tower has fallen.
And he gets sent back. That's pretty nice. X marks for the spot, coming in handy there. And they get that tier 2 tower in the mid down to half health. I guess that's a pretty good trade, all
Dire's
things
middle tower
considered.
is under attack.
How far behind is HGT? They've actually taken the gold lead, so there you have it. XP lead as well. So this is part of the issue. Not just with the Shadow Demon Kunkka duo, but this is a symptom of that. Where Newbee.Y, they're finding a lot of kills, but they are 5-man like crazy. In HGT, they've kept their wits about them. They've just farmed the lanes, split the map, and while Newbee.Y are running around finding pickoffs, they're just farming. And all of a sudden, the Hearts get together, are rocking themselves a 4-figure net worth lead, and wow, 3,000 experience edge. Blink Dagger up on Air. Troll wasted that first BKB charge, but another 1,500 gold on him, and these supports farming pretty nicely. Spirit Breaker goes for a Shadow Blade. Okay. Good item against the Rubik. But one that requires you to find some kills. You got to put a lot of pressure on with an aggressive item pickup like that to make it worth the cost. Looks like we could see a fight break out. HGT holding the high ground, could do a wraparound here. They could make a Newbee.Y sandwich. Pretty Haw on the backside. Okay, smoke behind the tower. Guess they'll bait it out with the puck. Spirit Breaker off to the side, scouting things out a little bit. Air and the tree, still in no man's land, just backing it out. All right, they'll get a bounty rune. Newbee.Y. I mean, look at this. You've got 5 heroes literally standing here, not moving. And obviously they're sieging this tower, but they need to bring it down. Air's just going to move into the Roche Pit, try and solo it down. With the Desolator, he should be able to solo it. They'll use the Treant armor and just try to delay this push to buy time for Air. Here, we'll keep an eye on the Roche HP pool as we look at this tower siege. Got Shadow Demon on the high ground. X marked the spot, still in the spell steal here of Kaka. They'll let the tier 2 fall. Roche down to about 20% HP as Newbee.Y start to make movements towards the pit. Now, the nice thing for TA is that she does have a Blink Dagger. So all she has to do is finish off Roche. She can just blink out, and there it is. Air solos Roshan. Blinks back, no TP scroll. Low on mana. This could be a little tricky. No, they're not going to find her. Okay. Nicely played. I think well worth it for HGT. Again, splitting it. At least plateauing the gold exchange. Getting a huge experience gain out of that. With their TA now finding level 16. And that's your SNY now out on the troll. So ZSMJ buffing up those right clicks a little bit more. Let's take a look at the Dire side. What are they doing in terms of item progression? SCCC moving towards that Scotty, undoubtedly, I think, with this ultimate orb. So just beefing up, going for a pretty standard jug build. And Lena has now got the Aghanim Scepter with a Ghost Scepter picked up. How am I going to hold all these scepters? I wonder if that'll turn into an E-Blade. Not an item you see as much on Lena now with that Ags upgrade. Could just be a casual Ghost Scepter to try and deal with the troll, and I think that's more likely to be the case. Though E-Blade on Lena is not all bad. Kaka initiated on by 456. Nether Strike makes it an easy kill. Pretty Haw on the run. Just a couple of trees nearby here, and that's all it takes. He'll scout it out. This is Radiant Vision we're looking at. He has eyes on all 4. Oh, they'll dust it. Pretty Haw. He might just want to burn the ultimate. No, gets zapped down by the Laguna.
What a punk.
And a fast 2-for-0 as both supports on HGT get picked off. Air, meanwhile, just farming the bottom lane with Aegis in tow, trying to get his BKB. ZSMJ just farming the mid. BKB already in tow, but just looking to continue farming. One outer tower for HGT. Tier 2 here in the top. Pretty good ward coverage for the Dire side. One right outside the Ancients here. One in the little corner to give some vision into the mid. And then one in the bottom lane, just giving some vision into that jungle. So Dire are ready to find pickoffs as HGT rotate throughout their jungle and to their Ancients. As now the last outer tower will be under siege. Is this the fight for HGT, though? They smoke up behind the tower. They smoke up only 2. Kaka and Air. Westbrook is hasted up. Silence on 3 to get things started. Now Air jumps in. Defensive disruption to break things up a little bit. ZSMJ, BKB on as the boat flies through. Hits Air in the face. No BKB there, but Stolen Torrent on 3. Now Overgrowth on 5. Newbee.Y in trouble as HGT start to take the fight. Laguna Blade brings down the tree, but MK brought down. Piao interrupted by the Centaurs. He tries to make his retreat. He'll fall. Westbrook chasing down SCCC. One hit from death as Rubik finishes off the Shadow Demon. Westbrook's got the Blink Dagger. There it is. Does it in style. A 1-for-5 as Newbee.Y get completely cleaned up. The Tier 2 tower stays standing, and Kaka, I think you got to call him at least a partial hero of that fight. Huge torrent towards the end. Overgrowth on 5 heroes. HGT just getting everything they wanted there. Brilliant initiation as well. Westbrook might have had a slow start, but silence on 3 to get that baby going. Exactly what they needed to do. Air now has a BKB and some change to spare. And an Aegis of the Immortal still in tow. Didn't even have to burn it in that fight with about a minute and a half duration remaining. So even though HGT light on some ultimates, I think they can just keep this party going. 10 seconds till Dream coils up. 5 seconds on the Overgrowth. You've still got an Aegis of the Immortal. Clear out some towers. It looks like instead of going high ground, they will just take out the Tier 2 in the top lane. And now if we look at this gold graph, 3K net worth lead, the biggest that HGT has seen this match, and nearly 10,000 experience. That's really where you feel it. Air, level 18 now on this TA. He's been pretty quiet this game. 1, 2, and 3. Wow, very low
Dire's
score. Rather
top
surprising,
tower is
honestly.
under attack.
Looks like we could see a fight break out in defense of this tier 2 tower, though. Westbrook, invisibility rune on, will be lingering nearby a sentry
Dire's
ward. He's
top
getting
tower
pinged
has
out like
fallen.
crazy. They may try and jump on this fairy dragon.
I'm out. Behold.
Phase shift will keep him safe. HGT will be happy just to clear out the tier 2 tower and rotate through the jungle. Now Air picking up the Crystallis. Yep. Newbee.Y just didn't get enough done with their 5-man skirmishing. And now we're getting to that stage of the game where these heroes are starting to fall off. 4, 5, 6 on the Spirit Breaker. Very limited impact. Even the Lina. Piao can blow up one with the Ags Laguna. But outside of that, they just don't have enough control in these team fights. Same with the Jug. He's hurts kind of in an isolated situation, but in terms of these team fights, he just doesn't do enough damage. Only a level 2 Omni Slash, still no completed Scotty. This is the, with the item ability he's gone for, this is a time when he is at the opposite of a power curve. Double ultimate orb, not very cost efficient. Scotty becomes a hell of a lot better once you get it actually completed. They will smoke and look for some kills, but HGT, they're just going to dodge it.
Silence. Behold.
Alright, it'll be a failed smoke. So a long while till Roche comes up. And HGT, they'll just continue splitting the map, doing what they've done best this game. It's worked for them all match.
Blessings.
Now even an Aghanim Scepter on Westbrook. I like this. No BKBs on the Dire side. But now that HGT are starting to get the momentum, that coil becomes a lot more scary to break. It'll be HGT on the aggressive more often than not, and that's a 3-second stun at level 2. I think HGT could probably afford to be a little more aggressive if they really wanted to. Treant looking towards that Blink Dagger probably. 1,700 gold, not too far away. Piao's item progression has definitely slowed a bit. He could be looking for a blink of his own, just about 100 gold off. Pretty clutch play in that last big team fight from ZSMJ with that Centaur. War Stomp to interrupt the TP out from Lina. He was carting around an Alpha Wolf for that crit aura. Oh, the damage aura, I guess. But the Centaur comes in handy. If you can connect with that stun on 1 or 2 or use it to interrupt a key channel. Hey, great use of that HOD.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Tier 2 tower in the bottom will
Radiant's
fall.
top
No
tower
glyph
is
for the
under
Dire
attack.
nor the
Dire's
Radiant. It looks like they
bottom
will just
tower
trade
has
tier 2 for
fallen.
tier 2. Now HGT will head to the high ground, and this is not a race you want to take if you're Newbee.Y.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Battle Trance is used, and without a glyph, this is a bit scary. You've got a Desolator debuff. Looks like TA actually had an uphill miss, and they will just back out as soon as they see Newbee.Y retreat. HGT playing this a little more passive than they need to, but better safe than sorry. 5k gold, 10k experience. They will just wait around
Radiant's
for Roche,
top
it looks like,
tower is
before they
under
try and
attack.
breach high ground. Very safe play from HGT. Probably a Halberd on the way for the Spirit Breaker. Maybe an S&Y if he feels the need to turn into kind of a right clicker, which he could. This stage of the game, they're going to get out carried at this rate. Not going to break high ground anytime soon unless they can take a big team fight. Halberd could come in handy, but with 2 BKBs out that are reasonably healthy, 8-second charge on the Troll, and still the 10-second charge on the TA, I think you're more likely to go for that S&Y than a Halberd at this point. Just get some right clicking on the Spirit Breaker. They'll take any extra damage they can get at this point. Westbrook now carrying around Kaka's gem. And set up on the tree mid. Kaka comes in, steals the LSA. Defensive disruption is there. BKB's popped aplenty. Pretty Hog gets taken out first. But now ZSMJ on the back foot gets Nether struck. BKB expires as the boat comes through. The Troll dies, but they do bring down the Lina. Now they lose Rubik. Aaron Westbrook on the other side of the fight get left behind. Now Air gets bashed up. He can do some big damage here, but there's just too much crowd control. A 1 for 4, and the youthful squad really bringing the fight to HGT. Puck Oh my god, is Puck gonna fall here as well? It's a full 5-man wipe, a 1 for 5. A triple kill comes out for SCCC. Oh my good gracious. What happened? I know what happened. A boat jammed that troll in the face when he didn't have a BKB on. Yeah, that hurt. But oh my gosh, HGT just not respecting Newbee.Y right there. Great setup onto the tree. Rubik, he stole the LSA, but was not enough. So now the high ground will be under siege. Newbee.Y really striking back here. There are a couple buybacks available. Will HGT hold buybacks and sacrifice their barracks? It looks like that may be the case. Glyph's already been used. TA will burn hers. Puck dead for number 15. Troll up in 5. Air now could be in some trouble. Refraction keeping him safe for now. There's Overgrowth, but Air, boat flies through. It's a dieback for the TA. Oh no, things getting scary for HGT all of a sudden. Barracks exposed. Now ZSMJ is alive, as is the Puck. Maybe they can still hold. Melee barracks exposed. Newbee.Y are coming in for more. Charge in. That'll repel him for now. They get the melee barracks. Kaka hit by a torrent. He's going to fall as well. Pretty Hawk shot down by the Jug. Now ZSMJ acts as a whirlwind. BKB on. The defensive disruption's doing so much work. Upgraded Laguna cuts right through the BKB. ZSMJ low. Bashed up and brought down. He still has the BKB, pardon me, the buyback.
Doesn't it?
But this mid lane of barracks not going to be so lucky. Kaka, he can be brought down here as well. Piao, silence, but big damage. You don't want to square up against him, Kaka. That'll be a Dragon Slave to bring him down. It's this newbie youthful squad bringing the fight to HGT. They'll secure a mid lane of barracks, 25-10. They take a huge fight, and that lead that HGT had, that is a nosedive if I've ever seen one. A 7,500 net worth trade over that last skirmish. Experience is even. And it is Newbee.Y that are looking like they could possibly upset HGT in game 1 of this 2-game series. Roshan now up for the taking. This is Roche number 3 as well. Newbee.Y looks like they're not going to capitalize here, maybe showing a little bit of their inexperience. It's a bit unfortunate, but there you go. A dastardly fight here for HGT. Not out of it yet. That breaks this game wide open, though. And the gold swing's even bigger than we thought. It's an over 10K gold swing as it all updates. So HGT burned 2 buybacks there. 1 on the Rubik, 1 on the TA. Now they walk right into Roche. Newbee.Y, do they contest this? Dire side, they've got vision. They can see it. They've got this ward on the high ground here. And 4-5-6, he walks right in with the Shadow Blade. Air will just blink out, feeling like this is not the play. And I'm inclined to agree with him here. They'll get another ward down as this one's about to expire. Okay, Kunkka comes in, finishes off the trap. Newbee.Y, they really need this Roche. If they get Roshan here and denied from HGT, they could be in pretty good shape. This Jug is all of a sudden completely massive. Closing in on an Abyssal Blade. All right, kind of a stalemate here. There's the jump. Westbrook with a silence on 3 as well as a coil. They'll bring down the Jug straight away. Great opener for HGT. They sidestep the boat. Myrrh uses the Ghost Scepter to stay alive. Lena with the defensive Yules. She comes back down and just gets blown up. They do bring down the Rubik, but she falls. Torrent connects on a couple, but this is bad news bears for Newbee.Y. MK will Ghost Scepter as well. Blinks back and looks like they'll let him live. Okay, not as bad for the Dire as it seemed. They kind of delta split after the fight implodes. Jug does buy back. It's a 1 for 3. Huge net worth trade for HGT, and just like that, they burst down Roche. The buyback from Jug, not really worth it there. That's a bit unfortunate. Oh, Newbee.Y. They were looking so strong.
Radiant's middle tower
But now
is
a
under
wasted
attack.
buyback on the Jug. They still hand Aegis and Cheese over to HGT. Cheese goes to Air, and the Aegis gets picked up by the Troll Warlord, who's now looking towards Eye of Scotty. That first ultimate orb picked up, and oh, well, that's a completed Scotty. There you go. Oh boy, now this Troll is getting scary. It seems any fight that they start off with Westbrook getting a silence on 3. This guy right here, that's their secret weapon. Watch out. When you see that face, when he's smiling after a triple silence, Newbee.Y better just turn tail and run. That's the way they've got to initiate these fights. Well, that'll slow down Jug's progression towards that Abyssal Blade a little bit. MK hanging on to a gem. Is there a gem on each team? Yep, both sides with a gem right now. Piao, he's working on the Hex. No Blink Dagger, but we'll have a Hex actually in just about 100 gold or so. Not sure he's going to be able to complete it before this next fight breaks out, though. HGT moving up nice and aggressive like. They've got an Alpha Wolf to join their party. Full Daedalus completed on air. Newbee.Y venturing out into the lane. ZSMJ jumping forward. They're welcomed by Jug Illusions. And looks like their freshly placed gem will get, or Jesus. The gem will help them kill that freshly placed ward there.
Regeneration.
Fortunate. Okay. Well, HGT looking to slow roll it, trying to find that golden opening to take a fight here. Time on the Aegis, plenty of it. They've got about 3 minutes here, 2.5, something like that. But HGT respecting Newbee.Y's high ground defense, knowing they can't really just bum rush their way up to a tier 3 tower. With a Deso on the TA, they could chip at these tier 3s, maybe do some slow siege, but the boat, very scary in those kind of scenarios, and just takes Newbee.Y to jump on one. And their whole team fight breaks down. HGT just clearing out the jungle, and they have this luxury now where they know that Newbee.Y are kind of turtled in their base. So even though they can't break high ground, they can still starve them out, rotating through, clearing out Dire Ancients, not really farming on their side of the map, but clearing out the Dire jungle, and there's just nowhere for Newbee.Y to go. You look at their vision, and there are 0 wards down for the Dire, except this little guy. I feel like Deja Vu, we talked about it in the last series. This is the one ward that seems to never get countered because it doesn't really give you much intel at this stage of the game. If you're going to fight around the Roche pit, I guess it does, but with Roshan down, it's not too useful here. Kunkka getting pretty bold here. Well, he's venturing far out of the base. How many Ghost Scepters are on this Dire side? Just 2. And it looks like Jug now with Talisman of Evasion. We'll just go for some value evasion for now. Good EHP there. And probably just looking towards a butterfly hanging onto the Skull Dasher. Jug's buyback still on cooldown for another 2 minutes. I feel like this is a timing that HGT really wants to hit. Clearing out Ancients. Lot to da. Kind of a stalemate at the moment here, where neither side is really able to jump on the other. I mean, Newbee.Y nowhere that they can initiate from. They're stuck in their base, and same for HGT. There's a lot of creep clear here, so they can't just take a tier 3 tower. Even starving out Newbee. I mean, look at this gold graph. This is how much they've been able to starve them. Very impressive, actually. So it is working for HGT, this slow and steady kind of an approach. MK, he'll get a ward down. Okay. Rubik, he stole X. That's nice. Who's their gem carrier right now? Is it the little puck? Dire, they get a little bit of vision here. They see where HGT are. Gives them the confidence to start to move out of the base, but now they lose high ground vision. Look at this. They've got the trap set. They go, come on. All right. Newbee finally venturing out of the base. It's getting scouted right now by the Radiant side. This is Radiant vision we're looking at. So they will get the vision of the high ground, compliments of that Shadow Poison. It's actually Strug City to kill this ward. Lots of uphill misses here, and with that, HGT start to wrap around, thinking that that was their opening. It was a opening. Not going to be able to find any initiation. The dance continues. Charge out onto air. Newbee.Y leaving the base. Here we go. Air. Oh my! What an overgrowth. Coil on just one, but the boat will fly through. Not going to do a hell of a lot. Will stun up Westbrook and Kaka. ZSMJ will actually go down, but now Newbee running low on resources. Charge across onto Kaka. He will fall as well. 2-0. They're going to take this fight. The follow-up just wasn't enough from the overgrowth. 2-0, and that's going to be it. Newbee.Y, they take another one. Westbrook couldn't find his silence on 3, and naturally they couldn't initiate to take the fight they wanted. That's the way of it. The overgrowth was beautiful. The follow-up damage just wasn't quite there. The Trolls BKB down to 5 seconds. Now air. Double damage rune. He gets caught out here. He's being charged from afar. It's a dead Templar Assassin. There is a buyback available here, and I think he'll need to burn it. Yes, he will.
I'll be a bit more
Newbee.Y moving to the high ground. Glyph comes out straight away. This is a tough time for HGT. No overgrowth and no dream coil. They're coming up soon. But TA absolutely cannot die here. Blink's back, but this barracks is going to fall. There's nothing they can do about it. Maybe Blink, overgrowth, tree. Can you do it, good buddy? He cannot. Pretty hard.
Radiant's top barracks.
Not going to find it. Now air, hexed up. Light strike array is there. Laguna hits a refraction charge. Now the overgrowth is there. Air turns, starts to fight, but the boat connects on 3. Davy Jones has come from the locker, sets up an LSA. Pretty Haw falls. He'll buy back straight away. Coil on 2. Kaka with his Ghost Scepter on, bashed by 4, 5, 6.
Radiant's middle tower
will start to retreat. Myrrh left behind, gets brought down after getting off a disruption. And it looks like they don't have the detection for the cheeseburger here. He'll TP out. Oh my. How rough for HGT. They have to buy back on their TA. They don't even save the barracks after all that. And all they get out of it is a Shadow Demon. That's not much of a consolation. 2 lanes of barracks down. HGT all of a sudden in some trouble. I mean, look at this graph. It's the double Dongarino. This is bad news if you're an HGT fan. This is ridiculous. It's a very interesting draft from Newbee.Y, but it seems like this support Kunkka pick has really worked wonders. MK's now picked up a Blink Dagger, and it seems like these last few fights, he's just finding everything he's wanted in these ghost ships. Just need to connect on 2 heroes. If you catch 3, that's just value town. Big damage, big stun. The Rum also quite irritating. The Troll just can't quite do it. I feel like he needs a refresher. He needs a double BKB. Roshan is up, though. This is Roche 4, baby. It's been scouted by both sides. HGT had a trap down in the pit, and MK comes in to finish it off. Gems still up on both sides. There is a cheese still on ZSMJ from the last Roche. Newbee in the pit. Troll goes up to the high ground. Westbrook's there. Coil on 2. Tether breaks on both of them. He's going down first, it looks like. But whoa, on the backside, Templar Assassin and Rubik both fall. We were watching the wrong side of that fight. ZSMJ, he's going to get stunned up. This could be near GG for HGT. It looked like a great initiation to catch the 2 supports, but losing the TA like that, they just can't do it. Multiple fights breaking out. Westbrook will get chased down. Does phase shift. Very nice. We'll have to blink into the tree line. He'll live for now. Pretty Haw. He Nature's Guys is away. So create some space to buy some time for Roche, but there's creeps pushing into the base, and that's it. HGT tap out. GG's call from ZSMJ. Oh my gosh. What a chaotic team fight to end things. I wish we were watching the other side of it. But Lena with so much burst damage. I can't believe it. What an upset. 91% favorites on HGT. I'm a little bit speechless. Great execution. The Jug just got out of control. 11-3-8. And Lena 3-5-8 as well. They just never let go of the momentum. Kunkka with some key boats, 5-1 and 18. Just an incredible score. HGT just threw away way too many deaths. The Westbrook puck seemed to really not do a hell of a lot. He came online too late, then couldn't control the game. Air did a lot of damage, but that was about it. ZSMJ just got controlled too hard in the team fights. Whew, all right, interesting game. Pretty hard, -1.2 on the fantasy. That's harsh. With that, folks, we'll have a break, then our final game of the evening coming up here. Game 2 of HGT versus Newbee.Y. We'll see if HGT can square it up one apiece to save you all from some lost rares. Upsets are happening. Stick around. I'm Zyori solo casting. We'll be back after this break.